Welcome to this life changing journey. If you've ever forgotten someone's name just moments after hearing it, if you've studied for hours only to blank out during the exam, or if you've walked into a room and forgotten why you went there, then this isn't just another video for you. This is your video. You're about to discover the steps that can unlock your brain, boost your memory, and help you remember anything you want for life. This isn't one of those 5 quick tricks to improve memory videos. This is a complete system that will transform the way your brain stores and recalls information, starting today. And the best part? You'll also improve your English at the same time. As you listen, you'll hear clear, real English sentences that help you build your vocabulary, comprehension, and confidence naturally. So, whether your goal is to pass exams, speak better English, or train your brain like a genius, stay until the end, because what you learn here can change how you think and remember forever. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand how memory works. Before you can learn how to remember everything, you need to understand why you forget. Many people say things like, "I have a bad memory," or "My brain just doesn't work that way." But the truth is, you don't have a weak memory. You have an untrained one. Think of your brain as a library. Every time you learn something, a name, a fact, a date, it's like placing a book on a shelf. But if you don't put it in the right place, label it, or check on it later, that book gets lost. Information enters your mind, but it doesn't stay, because your brain never moves it from short-term memory to long-term memory. Short-term memory is like writing on a whiteboard. It's there for a moment, but if you don't save it, it gets erased. Long-term memory is like a notebook. Once it's written there, it stays. Most people only use the whiteboard. They hear a name, but never repeat it. They read something, but never connect it emotionally, or they cram for exams without reviewing later, so it all fades away. Imagine meeting someone named Jason. You shake hands, talk, walk away, and 5 minutes later, you can't remember his name. Why? Because you never repeated it, never linked it to anything emotional or visual, so your brain didn't store it. Now imagine a different approach. You meet Jason again and think, Jason, like Jason Statham, the actor. He even looks a bit like him. You say, "Nice to meet you, Jason," and later repeat, "Jason, what do you do?" This time, your brain has repeated, connected, and stored the name. The next time you see him, you'll remember. That's the secret. Memory isn't a talent. It's a skill. Once you understand how it works, you can train it. You don't have a broken memory. You just need a better system. Step 2. Pay full attention. You can't remember what you never noticed. Most people don't have a memory problem. They have an attention problem. Your brain can't remember what it didn't focus on. Every day, your mind receives millions of signals, sounds, colors, texts, voices, notifications. If your brain tried to store everything, it would crash, so it only saves what you pay attention to. If you focus on something, it stays. If you don't, it's gone forever. Let's take an example. You get out of a taxi, checking your phone, thinking about dinner, and forget your bag inside. Minutes later, you realize your bag, your passport, your laptop are gone. You try to remember the car's number plate, but nothing comes because your brain never noticed it in the first place. But imagine if you had paused for 1 second, looked at the car, said to yourself, "White Toyota, plate number 8473. That 1 second of focus could have saved you everything. It's the same with studying. You listen to a lecture or a YouTube video, but your mind is half elsewhere, checking messages, thinking of something else. You hear the words, but they never reach your brain. Later you say, "I studied, but I don't remember." The truth is you were there physically, but not mentally. Don't blame your memory. Blame your focus. In a world full of distractions, social media, notifications, noise, your brain has been trained to jump constantly. But remember this, you can't save a file you never opened. From now on, whenever you want to remember something, stop, look, listen, repeat it. Give it 5 seconds of full attention. Those 5 seconds can make the difference between forgetting forever and remembering for life. Step 3, turn words into pictures. Your brain doesn't think in words, it thinks in images. When I say elephant, you don't see the letters ELEPHANT. You see a huge gray animal with a trunk. That's how your brain stores everything, as pictures, not text. So to remember something, turn it into a picture. Words are boring, but pictures are alive. For example, if you meet a girl named Lily, don't just think Lily equals name. Imagine her holding a bouquet of white lilies or wearing a dress made of flowers. Now her name has an image, and your brain will keep it. The stranger, funnier, or more emotional the image, the stronger the memory. Want to remember the word volcano? Don't just picture a mountain. Imagine a birthday cake exploding with chocolate lava. Add sound, movement, color, even smell. The more senses you use, the deeper it sticks. Let's test it. You want to remember milk, eggs, book, shoes, cat. Don't repeat them like a robot. Instead, imagine a giant milk carton reading a book, sitting on a pair of shoes while a cat wearing glasses watches and eggs fall from the sky like snow. You're laughing, right? That's why you'll never forget it, because your brain remembers stories, not lists. Step 4, use the story method. Your brain is wired for stories, not facts. It loves drama, emotion, connection. So if you want to remember anything, wrap it in a story. Here's why lists don't work. If I say apple, horse, jacket, candle, ice cream, socks, chair, tree, monkey, you might remember a few. But after a few minutes, they're gone. There's no connection between them. Now turn it into a story. A giant apple falls from the sky and hits a horse. The horse runs into a shop, grabs a jacket, and lights a candle. The candle melts an ice cream cone, which explodes into a cloud raining socks. One sock hits a chair, which grows into a tree, and a monkey swings down laughing and gives you a thumbs up. Now close your eyes. You can recall everything in order, because your brain doesn't forget stories, it lives them. That's how actors remember long scripts, speakers deliver talks without notes, and language learners remember thousands of words. They use images, emotion, and story. And now you can too. Each idea connects to the next. Stories have movement, and your brain loves that. They also have feelings, and even silly stories make your mind say, "This is fun." When you turn information into a story, it's no longer just words, it becomes a memory. That's why children can remember fairy tales word for word, but forget their math lessons. It's why you still remember movie quotes years later, but forget what you read in the news yesterday. If you want to remember your to-do list, turn it into a short story. If you're learning new English words, turn each one into an image and connect them in a story. If you want to give a speech, build a story around each point in your head. You'll never need notes again. The story doesn't have to make sense. In fact, the crazier it is, the easier it is to remember. Your brain loves surprise more than logic, so be creative, strange, or even childish. This is just memory improvement. It's freedom. You can turn any boring fact into something unforgettable. That's the true power of storytelling. Step 5, practice spaced repetition. Because learning something once doesn't mean it will stay forever. Here's the truth, cramming is fake learning. Your brain needs time and repetition to keep things permanently. Spaced repetition is one of the most powerful memory methods used by top students, doctors, language learners, and memory champions. Think of memory like writing on the sand. You write clearly today, but the wind and waves erase it by tomorrow. That's how forgetting works. To beat it, you must review your learning after 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, and 2 weeks. Each review tells your brain this is important and saves it deeper. After a few rounds, the memory becomes permanent, like carving words into stone. For example, you learn the word serendipity. You repeat it, write it, use it in a sentence, hear it again, and then teach it to someone. Now it's yours forever. You can use apps like Anki or Quizlet, or simply use paper. What matters is not the tool, but timing. Without review, knowledge disappears. Learning once is like watering a plant one time, but spaced repetition is like watering it gently again and again until it grows deep roots and lasts for life. Step 6. Use emotional connection, because emotions make memories last. Think about it. Do you remember what you wore a week ago? Probably not. But you remember the day someone broke your heart or the time you felt proud. Why? Because your brain keeps emotions, not just facts. If you want to remember something deeply, connect it with a feeling. You can read a sentence 10 times and forget it tomorrow, but one sentence that makes you laugh or cry will stay forever. That's how your brain decides what to store. When you study, ask, how does this make me feel? Can I relate this to something in my life? Take history. April 15th, 1912, Titanic sank. If it's just a date, you'll forget it. But if you imagine the people, the music, the love, the courage, now it becomes unforgettable. Even with English words, don't just learn definitions, feel them. For example, abandon. Remember when someone left you or when you gave up on something. That's how the word stays alive in you. And if a topic is boring, fake an emotion. A math formula can become funny if you imagine the triangle as a slice of pizza and you only get half. It sounds silly, but emotion, even fake emotion, helps memory. When learning feels alive, it never fades. Step 7, teach what you learn, because teaching makes you remember twice. The fastest way to keep knowledge forever is to share it. When you teach something, you move from student to master. You recall it, organize it, and explain it in your own words. That's when true learning happens. For example, you learn the word procrastinate. If you just read it, you'll forget soon. But if you tell a friend, procrastinate means delaying things we should do, like me avoiding cleaning my room, then boom, that word is now part of you. You don't need to be a teacher. You can explain what you learned to a friend, talk to yourself in the mirror, write a short post, record your voice, or make a small video. When you teach, your brain rewires itself to remember longer. Even studies show that students who teach others remember up to 90% more. Teaching isn't the end of learning. It's proof that you've learned. Step 8, build a mind palace. Because your brain remembers places better than plain facts. This technique is ancient, used by Greek philosophers and modern memory champions. It helps people remember huge amounts of information easily. Here's how to do it. Think of a place you know well, your home, school, or favorite cafe. Picture yourself walking through it, the door, living room, kitchen, bedroom. Now, place each thing you want to remember in one location as a visual object. For example, to remember the planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Imagine each one inside a room of your house. Mercury could be a shiny coin on your desk, Venus, a flower in your living room, Earth, a globe in your kitchen, Mars, a red balloon in your bathroom, and so on. This way, when you mentally walk through your house, you can recall everything in perfect order. Your brain is amazing at remembering places, so by turning facts into locations, you create a powerful map inside your mind. That's your memory palace, a world where every fact has a home. Step 9. Revisit your learning with curiosity. Because memory loves curiosity more than pressure. Most people study with fear of forgetting, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. But fear closes your mind. Curiosity opens it. When you're curious, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical that helps you focus, enjoy, and remember. So instead of asking, how can I remember this? Ask, why is this interesting? Or what can I connect this to? That small shift changes everything. You start to see patterns. You start to play with information, not fight with it. Think of learning like exploring a new city. If you rush, you'll forget the streets. But if you walk slowly, look around, smell the air, and notice the details, you'll never get lost again. The same happens in your mind. When you enjoy the journey, knowledge stays. When you read, pause often. Ask yourself questions. Guess what might come next? Make the lesson yours. Learning is not about finishing fast, it's about building something inside you that stays forever. Step 10. Protect your focus because your brain is powerful but also fragile. We live in a noisy world full of distractions. Every notification steals a piece of your attention, and when your attention breaks, memory breaks too. That's why it feels like you can't remember what you just read or watched. Memory needs silence, even for a few minutes. Try this. Before studying or reviewing, take a deep breath. Turn off your phone. Tell yourself, for the next 25 minutes, I'm here, fully. You'll be surprised how quickly your focus deepens. Also, sleep well. Your brain stores memories while you sleep. You can study for hours, but if you sleep poorly, your brain throws away half of it. Drink water. Move your body. A healthy mind remembers better than a tired one. And finally, don't multitask. You can switch fast, but your brain can't. One task at a time, one thought at a time. That's how you build strong memory and peace at the same time. Step 11, reflect and rewrite. Because remembering is not just about holding on to facts, it's about understanding yourself. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what you learned. Ask yourself, what did I discover today? How did I grow? Even a little. What will I remember about this moment? When you write it down, you make your experience permanent. It doesn't need to be long, just a few honest lines. Over time, these reflections become a personal history of your learning journey. And when you look back after months or years, you'll realize something powerful. It's not only your memory that improved, it's you, the real secret of memory. You've learned techniques, repetition, emotion, story, teaching, focus. But here's the truth. Memory isn't only a skill, it's a way of living. Every time you pay full attention, you remember. Every time you feel deeply, you remember. Every time you care about what you're learning, you remember. Memory grows where meaning lives. The stronger your connection, the longer it stays. So maybe the goal isn't to remember everything, but to live in a way that nothing truly meaningful is ever forgotten. You can do this. You don't need a special brain, you just need presence, curiosity, and heart. Learn slowly, feel fully, remember deeply, because the best memory isn't about the past. It's about building a future where everything you learn becomes part of who you are.